There are ongoing calls for the Pope to visit Canada and formally apologize for the Church's role in the running of residential schools. But Iqaluit Mayor Kenny Bell is taking it a step further. He wants to pass bylaws to force the Church to pay taxes. Mayor Bell is with us from Iqaluit. Mayor Kenny Bell, welcome to the show.
Thank you, David. How are you? Thanks for having me.
So you say you want to tax the Church. How exactly do you want to accomplish that?
Yeah, so here in Iqaluit, the churches enjoy a land tax exemption, and I plan on making a motion to remove that exemption.
Do you have a sense of how much support you have for that motion on council?
On council, I think it's, pretty good. We have a wide range of people on council, of course, and there's some people that are really religious, some people that aren't so religious. But it is at this point, it's more about making the motion than whether it's going to pass or not. I think it's more symbolic. We need to make this change as soon as possible, right across Canada.
So why do you feel it was important to do this right now?
Well, look, it's heartbreaking what's going on. As a non-Indigenous male, I can't even come close to understanding what our Indigenous friends and neighbors are going through during this time. The re-traumatization over and over and over again, finding dead loved ones in unmarked graves or mass graves can't be good. I have 3 kids, and I can understand losing a kid. The thought process of losing a kid, I can understand that, and it's terrifying to me. And to know that some of these kids were ripped out of their families' homes and taken to these schools where they ultimately died is just heartbreaking. And, with the Church refusing to apologize, we as Canadians, we need to stand up and we need to make them apologize. And whether that's be through taxation or, kicking them off, or, I don't know what we're going to do, but let's start with taxation and let's make sure that they acknowledge that they took part in this.
Well, to be fair, a lot of bishops, archbishops, and local clergy have apologized for the Church's role. It's the Pope that we're still waiting to hear from. If your motion were to pass and you were to apply the taxation and the apology did come, would you then revert back to it? Like, do you want this to be a temporary measure until the apology is given, or is this a permanent change you think is required?
Yeah, no, I think at this point, the Church has proven, I guess that, let's go with the Pope, right? They've proven that they're not going to apologize. The government of Canada has asked for an apology and it hasn't happened. Many Indigenous organizations have asked for an apology. It's not happening. I think we need to stand against this tyranny. They are the architects of genocide, and we need to make sure that this doesn't continue to happen.
Have you had any response from the Catholic Church since you've taken this step and announced your intention, either locally or abroad, or even members of the Catholic Church?
No, I haven't heard anything negative, actually. There hasn't been any negative feedback whatsoever yet, and I haven't had any conversations with any clergy or anybody from any churches.
So mechanically, Mayor Bell, what you're talking about essentially is they have a church there, an office is there, and it's on land, and they pay no property tax for that. Is that how it works, or no commercial tax, or however they be classified? And you want to strip that away and make them pay regular property taxes? Is that the idea?
Yeah, so at this point, I don't know what the property tax would be, because we don't have a class for tax for churches. They're just exempted, so they don't pay anything at this moment. What my motion will most likely be to have staff look into the immediate removal of the tax exemption and bring back a plan to our finance committee.
So how quickly do you think this could happen if you get the support you're looking for?
July 13th is our next council meeting, and then it will be pretty much ready for the next finance cow, which is within the same month. I'm not exactly sure the exact date right now, but and again, just talking about it is a good thing. Making sure that everyday regular Canadians understand that we need to stand up with our Indigenous friends and neighbors. Is just as important as taxing the Church.
While you're making this structural change, or attempting to make this structural change, you've also symbolically ordered all of the flags to be flown at half-mast in recognition of what's happened in Saskatchewan. I just wonder, How are people in your community reacting to this news?
We have a large Inuit population here in Iqaluit, and Inuit were also taken from their homes and put in residential schools, and a lot of people did not return. Most people are dealing with some very traumatizing things, and it's even hard. It's hard to understand what they're going through. I have very close friends that are going through some times right now where it's very dark, and they're reliving traumatizations that happened to their families, within our lifetimes, within basically our grandparents' lifetimes. That these people are the ones that have been affected, and so I'm just here supporting them. Really, I as a non-Indigenous man, I can't tell you, what they're feeling, but I can tell you that it isn't. This is a dark eye. This is a black hole in Canadian history, and we need to do, as non-Indigenous folks, we need to do whatever we can to make sure that we right this wrong and move forward as a country together with Indigenous populations.
Okay, Mayor Kenny Bell, thank you so much for your time.
Of course. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.